It's Bourbon Bill, and tonight, a very special episode. One of my most anticipated releases of the year from one of my favorite rye distilleries. Buckle up! It's Sagamore 10-year-old rye. Oh, how are you, darling? Sagamore has finally given us the coveted double-digit age-stated rye. And I'm fucking excited tonight. I hope you are as well. This just dropped here August 30th or 29th. That was the date it dropped. At the distillery. It's also a nationwide release. So don't worry, if you're not a member of my Patreon, shame on you, number one. If you are, congrats. If you wanted one, you got one. But if you're not a member of my Patreon and you found 8 or 9 year floating around in the wilds, good chance are you're going to find a 10-year coming to a local liquor watering hole near you. But if you're in the great state of PA, where we do get some Sagamores but never got the 8 or 9, fat chance in hell we're getting the 10. Sorry. Drive on into Maryland, folks, to get it. Retail on this is under $10 hairs a year at $79 hairs. 79 even, not $79.99, 79 even. At the distillery at least, plus tax, of course. But, your local store may have it for $75. $76 hair, something in that range. For a barrel-proof 10-year-old age-dated rye, that's a good damn deal if I've ever seen one. Awesome label. I love the big bold 10 on here. Proof is 110.8, compute 55.4% alcohol by volume. And in true drums and drams fashion, we also have a laser code scandal about us. Now this is I think 21090 did a quick short review, but this is going to be the first longer review, I think, of the 10-year. And don't you worry, do we have the comparisons tonight. But laser code scandal incoming right now. Okay, so I got a lot of these bottles for the Patreon group. Almost all of them said batch 1A down here, which would make sense. It's the first batch of the 10-year. I assume they did one massive batch and just shipped it off, and they have some at the distillery. This is bottle 3001, and yes, I looked through them and picked that cool number for myself, if you were wondering, but they were all in the 3000s, right? Okay, one bottle out of the bunch that I got for Patreon, batch 4A, and it's only in the thousands. Has there been 4 batches of the 10-year? Holy smokes! This is my brother-in-law's bottle. Sorry, Nate, I had to crack it open because we're going to have to do a batch of a V-batch comparison. Who would have thought? I didn't know they did more than one batch. I just always assumed, batch 2 would be if they did a 10-year next year, although I guess they really haven't. They've done 8, 9, and now 10, but I don't know. I guess they have multiple batches. Never really paid attention. And we'll find out if you should give a shit either. We'll find out tonight. All right, now, pretty exciting. Look, I love the 8-year, love the 9-year, and I'm sure we're going to love this 10-year. Just cracked it today, so it's a fresh crack. It's been sitting here for about almost an hour in the glass. Let's read the back, because I'm sure it's going to be just great wordplay here. Careful maturation and thoughtful blending. Well, how else would we do it? Are on display in this 10-year-old straight rye whiskey after aging our rye in new charred American white oak barrels for at least 10 years. We created this blend that boasts aromas of peach crumble, roasted nuts, and molasses cookie. Balancing sweet and spice, full flavors of creme brulee, floral honey, and lingering white pepper. Distilled in Indiana. So it was all MGP in here, if you were wondering. Alright, here it is in the glass. Color, wonderful. Not maximum dark, but she dark. You know what I mean? Wonderful color. Alright, on the nose. Oh, good Lord, does that smell delicious. I get an orange. I get an orange honey, caramel rye spice note. with like a nice backbone of oak. So if you were worried, like, is this going to be too oaky? At least on the nose, it's not. The oak's here, but it is just, you get like a lot of orange, honey, marmalade here on this. Wow, smells wonderful. I do get a little bit of molasses. And just the oak's there. Like, I mean, it's not overly oaky, but the oak is just a heavy undertone. All right, down the hatch. Oh, oh. Good Lord. Good Lord. A+++ platinum award. Man, is that good. Go buy it. Go buy it. Man. Everything at rye should be so complex, flavorful. Let's take another sip because I forget the notes. Very viscous and heavy on the mouthfeel. Syrupy. I get a lot of like molasses. I get the orange marmalade. I get a nice backbone of oak. It's not overly tannic. Long lingering finish of the rye spice. I do get a molasses note, and like they said sugar cookie on there, I get that too. Creme brulee, I don't know. They said, what did I say, a lot of things here. They said peach crumble. I get it more as orange to me. I don't know. Roasted, I get the molasses cookie thing. I do get that. I get the honey. I don't think I get the creme brulee or the white pepper. I think this is just phenomenally well done and aged pour. Oh boy. On the subsequent sips there, the almost like a chocolate on the end, and the oak is starting to peek through. Now again, this was fresh cracked today. I think this is going to get a little bit oakier as the air has time to work its magic on this. I dig this, guys. I dig it. Don't worry, it's not overly oaked. If that's your worry. They're still towing that line of fantastic flavor town, you know, fruit sweetness, and they just keep layering the age in. It just, like, what the? It gets better every year. It gets better every year. Thank you, Sagamore. Another great hit. Should you buy it? Absolutely you should. Sorry, Nate. Our first comparison tonight is going to be the controversy Batch 4A. Now, I didn't let this one air a while, so I wonder if we're going to see any difference there. Here's Batch 4A on the nose. Oh, pretty much the same. That orange marmalade molasses, sugar cookie, honey, and oak. So what you said in the first one, pretty much the same. I don't know if I detect. I'm not getting a whole lot of difference on these at all. All right, down the hatch on 4A. Oh, just as good. Just as good. Same flavor. I'm going back to 1A here. The more I keep sipping it, like, the better it's becoming. Like, there's more age coming into it. I think this is going to get oakier for sure as we sip along. No difference between 4A and 1A to me. Sorry. I don't get much difference at all. So, I don't know whether that was a labeling error or what, but they're the same. Close enough for government work. All right, now, the big one that you really want to know. How does it compare to the 9-year from last year? And if you go to the distillery, some of the 9 years are available. If you buy a 9 out of 10, you get a free glass. Holy hell, that's pretty cool. All right, this is also, funny enough, I never paid attention, batch 1A of the 9-year. So we're going to do 1A versus 1A. This one was 112.6, compute 56.3% alcohol by volume. A little hotter on the 9-year batch, we got to say. Flavors on this one, they say peach preserve, so similar. Graham crackers, dark chocolate, orange zest, pecan pie, peppery honey, and cinnamon toast. So, you know, similar type notes, right? Colors pretty much identical. I don't know if I get much color difference on them. Not getting a color difference on them. All right, the 9-year on the nose. Oh, this feels like orange peel. It's a little bit different orange. Orange peel. I get like a molasses note here as well. I do get the creme brulee on the 9 more than the 10. Here's the 10. Oh, the 10's got an oak thing peeking through. That is not here in the 9. Overall, very similar though, honestly. I think all the 10 is like an oakier 9, right? That's what we're going to say. All right, 9 down the hatch. Oh my God, I forgot how good that 9 is. The 9 definitely plays heavier in like the fruit aspect. But it is kind of dark. It's got this dark molasses, a little bit of chocolate on there. It does have the orange thing going on, a little bit of orange marmalade. Not as oaky. Not as oaky as the 10. It kind of stays in the fruit realm, but it gets its darkness from the chocolate and just how dense the fruit flavors are. Back to the Sag 10. Oh, the 10 came to play. The 10 has the fruit. I'll say it's not as pronounced a fruit, but then you get like a maple oak thing coming through on the 10 year to me now that elevates it above the 9. I prefer the 10 by a little bit. I think as the 10 continues to open up, right, that 9 year is like fully aired. I think as the 10 continues to open up, it's going to get even better. I think this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted another fantastic rye from Sagamore that just added more age, and that's exactly what the hell we got. We asked and we got. There you go. For our next comparison, and this could be tricky for the 10 to pull off. Sagamore single barrel 9 year picks. Released in 2024. Had a couple of these. There are differences in them, but this one is so damn dark. Like, I'm sorry, this here is darker than the 10 year. And that spells trouble. Now, what doesn't spell trouble is it's the same price. So it's not like they're charging more for the 10 year, even though it's older. All of these picks do carry a 9 year label, and they are all 110 proof. So not quite barrel proof, but pretty damn close if we consider the 10. Some of these picks are 10 years old. So, you know, you're going to struggle with that aspect, like 9.5. A lot of them have been 9.5. This is the Annapolis Whiskey Club pick. Look, I've done several videos on these picks. The two of my favorites that I own, I think, are better than a 9 year batch. I've had a couple samples of some picks that are maybe on par with a 9 year batch, not necessarily better. So I think your mileage is going to vary because they are picks. Look how dark this 9 year pick is from Annapolis, though. On the nose. Oh man, this is all dark marshmallow, barrel char. The fruit's there, but the chocolate. Like a s'mores in a glass. Way different. 10 year. 10 year, though, does carry a touch more oakiness on the nose, but I might prefer the nose of this 9 year select. Down the hatch on the 9. Oh, that's all like dark jam, but then like toasted marshmallow, barrel char. Very viscous, but a little bit of a quicker finish. That's very, it's dark, but yet not oaky dark, right? Back to the Sagamore 10. I prefer the Sagamore 10. Sagamore 10 has a longer finish. I think it's more well-rounded. You get more of the fruit up front. And it's nice backbone oak on the back end. So I think the 10's a little bit better. It's not worlds apart, right? Again, these are picks. The picks are going to vary. Your mileage may vary on that. Lastly, because a lot of you have just been bugging me about this, so it's time to set the record straight. You say, Bourbon Bill, what about that 7 year Maryland owned distillate? It's so good. It is. Is it better than Sagamore 10? I don't know, but let's find out. Sagamore cask strength 123, 7 years old, all their own distillate, higher proof, all Maryland, no MGP in here. High proof for sure. Gotta say that. The cask might be a touch darker, but it's by just a little bit. Alright, 7 year Maryland own on the nose. And I've done a full review of just their own cask strength. If you want to watch that video, go ahead. Here it is, on the nose. This is all like caramel. Very caramel rye spice and like just those old like caramel chews Grammy used to have. Werther's Originals, that's what we're getting on here. Over like a heavy rye note, graham cracker, and some chocolate down the hatch. Oh, is that good? I got a lot of caramel. Actually, like a surprising burst of like pink bubble gum. I don't know if it's what we're drinking tonight. It's very good, very viscous. Not as fruity as everything else we've had tonight, but it is very good. It's got a little burst of jam on the end. I think it's a good direction for Sagamore. I really do. I don't hate it at all. I don't think it's going to beat the 10 year though. 10 year? 10 year just has this fruitier nose to it. I mean, right off the bat of that one. Down the hatch. Oh. 10 years better. 10 years more complex. It layers fruit, caramels, and the oak. And this molasses, I think it's really good. The 10 years is the winner tonight. So out of all those, the 10 years are champion. Like I kind of guessed it would be, but it is. But none of these were bad, right? Like if you love the 9-year and you got like a case of it, do you need a 10-year? Probably not, unless you just really want. I'll be honest. You don't. I mean, you don't need it. Yes, it's better because it's a little bit oakier, a little bit more aged. That's cool, but you don't necessarily need it. Same as if you got a really good store pick. You know, do you want? I mean, you know, basically, do you want a little bit more oak? That's I do, and I think, you know, Sagamore's never really been oaky, right? Like it's just never been, and it's fine. We're finally in that like little bit of oaky territory, and that's right where I want to be. Like, damn, they did a good job on this. Congratulations, Sagamore. Whoa, what's that? Knob Creek 10 Rye sports the same damn age statement from one of my favorite distilleries, Beam. This is about $70 hair, so $5 to $10 hairs cheaper than the Sagamore, but she's only 100 proof. She's not barrel proof. One of my favorite Shelfer Ryes. This is a Shelfer Rye. Sag 10 is an LE, okay? Knob Creek 10 Rye here. Sag 10's darker. We gotta say that. So this is kind of MGP versus Beam. Now I don't know the mash bill on Beam's rye, but I'm sure it's a heavy corn rye. It's a low rye, if you know what I'm saying. Sagamore's mash bill is going to be about 74% rye because they blend 95.5 and a 51%. Knob Creek 10 on the nose. Just so oak. It's just this dank, rich oak from Knob Creek that's in all their stuff. A little bit nutty. I've never gotten this note on Knob Creek before, but after coming off all those Sagamores, I'm getting like a little bit of spearmint. But man, this is all maple syrup, molasses, and oak. Similar to the Sag 10, but the Sag 10 just this extra burst of fruit on the front, that orange marmalade jam. Knob Creek 10 smells a touch oakier though, but Knob Creek's profile tends to be that. Knob Creek 10 down the hatch. Oh man. Oh. I love Knob Creek 10. Really rich oak on the finish there, but quicker finish overall, a little bit thinner, and you get like a pop of like maple syrup on the Knob Creek 10 and rye spice, and poof, we get this like rich oak, which is cool. But it's like two noted kind of deal, and it's a quick transition, but I do dig the Knob Creek 10 a lot. Knob Creek 10 is a very good pour for the value, you gotta say. Sag 10? Oh. Sag 10 is better. It's richer, it's darker, feels more viscous, and it should, it's barrel proof, but doesn't quite bring a Knob Creek oak to the table, but it brings an oak to the table at the back end. Then it's got this delicious, again, we said it a bazillion times, with this orange fruitiness up front, molasses, caramel in the middle. It's more complex. Old Overholt 11-year cast strength at 107.4, compute 53.7% alcohol by volume. Now, $100 hairs a bottle. I dig these. Yes, Old Overholt 10 was 2 years ago. Last year was Old Overholt 11, and this year in 2025 is Old Overholt 12 years. So I will be on the lookout for that. I love these. I think they're a different mash bill than the Knob Creek 10. But I picked 11 because it was the most recent comparison, although I do have 10 yet available. But also the 10 was like 120 some proof. This 107 barrel proof for the 11 year fits a little bit closer in line with the Sag 10. Dig these bottles every year. Every year they're an absolute buy and steal at their price, but is it going to beat the Sag 10? You know, every year stuff changes. And again, though, in 2025 we're going to get an Old Overholt 12 year, so that could change the game. Alright, color on the Old Overholt 11 year is lighter than the Sag 10. That's shocking. Oh, this isn't light, though. Alright, on the nose of the Old Overholt 11 year. Oh man, there's a little bit of fruit here on the front. Like stone fruit, peaches, pears type of note. A little bit of nuttiness. A little bit of oak. Smells fantastic. Down the hatch. Oh, is that a wonderful sip? Oh, man. Again, we're in that beam wheelhouse. Wow. Okay, so there is that stone fruit up front. Then we move into like a caramel nuttiness, and then we end with a little bit of oak. Not as rich as the Knob Creek 10 oak, but it is an oakiness there nonetheless. I really dig the Old Overholt 11. Sag 10 on the nose. It's just more rye heavy. I think this is still a higher rye mash bill than even the Old Overholt 11. Down the hatch. Oh. I still think Sag 10 wins, and that's troublesome given the price discrepancy, right? Now, granted, in all fairness, Old Overholt 12 will be out this year, and Sag 10's out this year in 2025, so it's not completely a good apples to apples, but man. Sagamore just got a, like I like the orange marmalade, like molasses thing going on, and then the oak is enough on the Sag 10 to just sit around and party. And it's not as oaky as the Old Overholt 11 or the Knob Creek 10, but that's like that good beam oak is pretty much unstoppable. But it's close to give it a better experience. I think I prefer the Sag 10 here too. Last, but certainly not gonna be least, but it's the last comparison tonight. This video is going long enough, and you're sick of listening to my shit. I know it. So last comparison tonight is gonna be Shelf Clear Society of River Roots 12 year 8 months. So this is 2 years and 8 months older than Sag 10 at 106.24 proof, compute 53.12. Close enough in proof. This one will be interesting. This is a 95.5 MGP rye. So although Sagamore is an MGP rye, it comes out to like 74%, like we said. This is 95.5. So it's a different mash bill, more rye. And again, my rye of the year for 2024, this did beat out Sag 9, but so did Sag 10, right? That's a little bit darker than the Sag 10. So, you know, age isn't everything, but almost 3 years more could be a problem for the Sag 10 here. On the nose of the River Roots, Shelf Clear Society, D.B. Cooper. Oh my God, it's so dark and rich. A lot of oak and citrus and leather. That fruit note is there. What's interesting, okay, both obviously MGP, right? But you can smell what they did here. With the 74%-ish blend of rye in the Sag 10, it's turned like the citrus note more into a fruit note. You can, if you taste a lot of rye, you can see how like the 51% rye came in and subdued like the sharper citrus note here that I'm getting on the 95.5. But there's extra age here, which isn't quite present in the 10. The 10 don't smell worse, and that's good for the Sag 10. River Roots 12.8 year, down the hatch. Man, is that good. Man, it's like a lot of citrus, a lot of leather, a lot of oak. Almost evergreeny, a little earthy, but it's, gosh, that's good. Gosh, that's good. It feels a bit thinner, though, I will say. I mean, it is a little bit less proof, but barrel proof still. Sag 10? Whoa, these are close. Sag 10 feels richer and thicker, but it doesn't quite have the level of oak, right? I mean, it should. It's almost 3 years younger, but man, is it close, though. That's going to be revisited. They're that close, which means the Sagamore 10 is, again, deserves its Platinum Award tonight, A++++ Platinum Award tonight. It's that good that 2.8 years younger, it's like, could be as good, might be better, could be slightly, I mean, it's neck and neck here, and yeah, and that's saying something, and that's, again, on a fresh crack, right? This River Roots has had time to, I mean, it's mostly gone, but it's had time to air out, and wow, Sagamore has really put forth an entrant into Rye of the Year. They really have. Now, this will compete in Rye of the Year. I expect it to do pretty well. It's also going to go in my greatest Sagamore Blind Flight Volume 2, second year, and we're just going to see where she lands. And but damn, is this good. Damn, is this good. One of the best things that ever come out of Sagamore. We're sitting, oh, by the way, this bottle was like well over $100, right? So when you sit here and talk about value, the Sagamore 10 can't be beat. It was a little bit more expensive than Knob Creek 10, okay. It was, I think it beat Old Overholt 11, and that was 100. This is over 100. Don't know if it beat it, but it, neck and neck. Guys, at least this is going to be the best value, highest aged rye of the year, for sure, probably, right? It's going to be the best value rye of the year. Don't know, but going to be the best value rye of the year for sure when you take into account the age. If we're going to look at both factors, I think that's hard to beat. Thank you to all my Patreon members who helped make this happen. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you again next time. Have a good evening, everybody.